Can psycholinguistics explain language acquisition? Have you ever wondered how children learn to speak and understand language? The field of psycholinguistics provides some fascinating answers. Psycholinguistics is the study of how humans acquire, process, and use language. It blends knowledge from linguistics, psychology, neuroscience, and cognitive science to explore how we learn to communicate. So, can psycholinguistics explain language acquisition? Let's find out. Language acquisition is the natural process by which humans gain the ability to perceive, comprehend, and produce language. This process is most often studied in young children who are learning their first language, but it also applies to learning additional languages later on. Psycholinguistics investigates how language is mentally represented and processed. This includes how we acquire vocabulary, grammar, and the ability to communicate effectively. One key area psycholinguistics focuses on is the mental processes and brain functions involved in language. Researchers study how the brain processes sounds, word meanings, sentence structures, and context. They use brain imaging tools to see which areas of the brain activate during language tasks. This research helps us understand how language is organized in our minds and how it connects to our neurological functions. Children typically acquire language in stages. They start by recognizing sounds, then move on to understanding words, and finally begin forming sentences. Psycholinguistics examines how children progress through these stages, how they internalize grammar rules, and how they use language to communicate with others. Some theories in psycholinguistics suggest that humans have an innate ability for language, often referred to as the language acquisition device. This idea posits that children are born with a built-in understanding of basic grammatical principles that are common across all languages. For instance, even young children who speak in incomplete sentences tend to follow certain grammatical rules without being taught. Another interesting concept is the critical period hypothesis. This theory suggests there is a specific time frame in early childhood when language acquisition happens most naturally and efficiently. After this period, which usually ends around puberty, it becomes more challenging to learn a language to a native-like level. Language acquisition is also influenced by both biological factors and the environment. Psycholinguistics studies how exposure to language, social interactions, and cognitive development work together to help children learn. Understanding psycholinguistics can be very practical. It can lead to better language teaching methods by revealing how people naturally process and learn language. Additionally, it can help identify and assist children with language delays or disorders by uncovering the cognitive processes involved. It also informs approaches to bilingual education by examining how multiple languages are acquired and processed. In a channel focused on definitions, language origins, and usage, psycholinguistics can be introduced as the scientific field that explains how people come to know and use words, grammar, and meaning. For example, the term psycholinguistics comes from psycho, meaning mind, and linguistics, which is the study of language. To illustrate, you might say, psycholinguistics explores the mental processes behind how children learn to speak their native language. In essence, psycholinguistics provides a detailed framework for understanding language acquisition by studying the mental, neurological, and environmental factors that enable humans to learn and use language effectively.